Alright guys, I'm back on site in Edenbridge. I'm going to show you what's happened this week. I will start with outside where the guys are working on the utilities.
At the end of the day, you can't learn this in a textbook. You've got to do it, you've got to feel it, understand what the steps are.
I brought the grab lorry down earlier this week and took the worst of the muck that was here. I think we just need to get the cable in and then we can have a good tidy up. We've left some material here for backfill, and then worst way I'll just bring some type 1 just to backfill the trench just to the top. So this is the kiosk. This is what held us up previously. So a bit of a theme of what we've learned is get things booked early and ordered early, even if you just line it up so that it's there. For example, when we were looking for these kiosks, all of the adverts say, you know, buy now and it can be delivered in X amount of time. Unfortunately, when we actually went to order it, it was a couple of weeks, I think, to actually get one to site, so was not ideal. But this is the kiosk we've gone for. I think it's just under 2 meters high and about 175 wide. Unfortunately, if you can just see there, the pad needs to be extended just a tiny bit, so we are going to put a bit of shutter in and just pour a little bit of concrete to extend that pad for it. But I will show you inside. Okay, so as you can see, we have got I don't know if you call it trunking or conduit coming in, and that's where the UK Power Network will bring the main cable in. They're going to have their cutout just above, and then I believe that is a sort of like a breaker switch on the right hand side there, and then that is where our cable then takes the power from the UK Power Network cable, and it goes down into our trench and along into our building. We were thinking of fitting our rye-field board in the kiosk. The reason we didn't do that in the end was because that's where the cable gets split out into the 7 cables for the units, which would mean obviously having to run 7 cables rather than 1. Obviously the one we have run is a lot bigger, but still in terms of cost it was a lot cheaper to run the 1 big cable rather than run the 7. And if I understand correctly, they would also have to run in and back out, sort of like a ring main sort of situation. So obviously, even though again it's 7, running them twice, you're up to double the amount of cable. Last bit to mention on the kiosk is we're going to put a fire brigade block on it. So we've got the metal clasp and eye so that we can fit the fire brigade padlock. So the other utilities you will have seen me talk about already is the water. So we've now got water pipes in. Unfortunately, I don't think that the water people, SES, are going to accept it, because as you can see, the trench is the depth that they've asked for, which I think is 750, and they come up too high. They're going in the building a lot higher than that, and all the dealings I've had with them, developer services in the past, it has to go into the building at 750. They are going to come out to do what they call a regs check, but let's see. I mean, maybe we can tell them that we can insulate it some way, but I'm not holding my breath at the minute. But that is booked in for regs check next week. Hopefully they're going to give me a couple of hours notice so I can get down and meet them here, and then I can just keep you informed. So this week we've had the plasterers and electricians back on site. The plasterers did a lot of the big areas, and then I guess they come back and do the smaller bits. So you might as well, I guess, hit it and do all the main large areas. And like I say, I've seen electricians on site this week trying to get things finished off before the electric gets installed by UK Power Network. Another big difference for this week is the guys have started to put the bathroom stuff in. So we had the delivery Friday, I think it was, or Thursday, and so now we've got some shower trays in. I will show you some stud walls being put into some of the other bathrooms. Now this is unit 1 and unit 5 is above. They have got bathrooms on the sidewall, and I think those are 120 shower trays or 1,200 shower trays, and we're going to have doors the whole way from side to side. Okay, so I'm in unit 2 now. One thing I have ordered this week is the doors and door frames. So we've got, I think, 3 different types of door. We've got the front doors into the flats, which are going to be FD30S, which is a 30-minute fire door with smoke protection. And on the bedrooms, we've got FD30 without the smoke protection, and the bathrooms, they are non-fire rated doors, but to be honest, I think the door is the same, it's just a different frame. What we have bought is we've bought them as sets, so they will come, I believe, fully built up with the frame and everything, and we will just bolt them, screw them into place. But obviously I will cover that when we get them. In flat 2, we did have a little bit of a discussion on Thursday, or was it yesterday? Can't remember, to be honest. Had a slight issue with the extraction. So this, again, it goes back to doing things early, and we should have had the extraction on the drawings. Unfortunately, we didn't. So for the bathroom extractor, we're having a zone 1 extractor, which means having the high IP rating and the lower voltage, I think it is, which is fine, but we've got stills above these windows, and I believe at some places they're still running through the wall. So if I just go next door into the bathroom, from the bathroom into the kitchen, we've got a still that we put in there. As you can see, it's like a goalpost, but just next to it, I remember that there's a still right here. So pretty much we've got nowhere to extract for our cooker, which was supposed to be here. Now, we were talking about running through into the bathroom and extracting, but what we decided is we are going to put the cooker just to the left hand side of the goalpost, and then it'll just be a standard extractor going above and straight out. So we think that is the best option here. It's a difficult one now because a lot of the things that are going to be annoying in this build are things that we now know that we should have done earlier. We now know that they should have been on the plans. So it's sort of like you can't keep beating yourself up. It's done. But when I'm explaining why we're doing things in a certain way, I'm going to have to keep mentioning it. So, but that is what it is at the minute. Now I'm just going to keep out of the way of the guys. I'm going to do a quick bit in here just to show you. The extractor there, we had the same problem, but sort of opposite. So it's got to come through here, and it's going to run above the top of the kitchen units and out there, and our cooker is going to probably, because it will be hidden by the cover of it, will extract out below, but it would, like I say, it'd probably be covered by the extractor hood or whatever the bit of metal is above it. Because we've got guys working next door, as you just saw, gone back into unit 2. What we've done in unit 2, 3 and 6 and 7 is we've got the longer shower tray, which I think is 160 or 1600, and we've built a little false wall there, so it's going to hide obviously all the pipe work. And what we're also going to do is we will put a niche in there, so you have your room to put you know, all your shower stuff and whatever. I mean, to be honest, it's not so bad in this one because it's got the window anyway, but we're going to be putting niches in to all of the bathrooms just for a little bit of extra storage. Obviously they're not the biggest, and it's not a bad size. Obviously you're going to have your shower and your sink, and your toilet would be on the end. Not a bad size, but the more storage we can get in there, the better, really. Okay, so this is the communal cupboard. Obviously I haven't done too much filming in here because why would you? But we've got our water coming through now. As you can see, I mean, again, I think we'll find out, won't we? But I think they're supposed to be insulated. I can see they are through the floor, but I think they're supposed to be insulated in here as well. We will find out as soon as the people come from SES. As you can see, we've got some internet stuff over there, which I will talk about in a little while, because that is also something that we were dealing with this week. But I don't know if there's much room in here to show you. Lots of things is happening in here now. So we've got fuse boxes for all the flats. This is our refill board that splits out all of the feeds from the large cable that the guys have put in, that you saw in the kiosk. Goes into there, and then it splits out into all of these, and it goes up into all of our flats. And when you compare to the old, which is down there, it's crazy what we've got now compared with what was in there before. Okay, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know that the bath was in now, so good to see. I think I'm glad we did go for the slightly bigger bath. I don't know how it looks on the camera, but I think that's the sort of size we've got at home, and I think any smaller wouldn't really be that good. What we're going to do here, again, for the extraction, I'm going to bring it straight to the outside. You're going to have duct that will come through the wall. I think we're going to try and put it, again, I don't know if the camera's showing you, but where those stair treads are, obviously we're going to have a bit of angled plasterboard. I think we're going to put it on the angle. Maybe we can have it just straight, but we'll work that out. I am quite pleased with this bathroom now. I know if anyone's followed for a while that I was a bit worried at certain points that it would be too small, but you know, these are not the biggest flats in the world, and I think for one person, 2 people, I think that's more than enough room. So in flat 5 now, same as flat 1 really, extract straight out, and we've got the tray at the end. I think the only thing with upstairs is I think the waists are a bit higher, We bought floor standing units now. When we spoke to one of the bathroom people, they said, oh yeah, it should fit a waist. Now I think maybe they thought we meant the waist for the sink. Obviously that's a lot smaller than the toilet waist, so may have an issue. Some of them may have to go to wall hung, but that's fine. We will work that out. Obviously anything pipe wise will just be boxed in, but we knew we were doing that anyway. So yeah, apart from that, like I said, the doors are ordered, kitchens are ordered, hot water heaters are ordered, and we've decided that they're just going to sit, they can sit remotely, so they're just going to sit down there, as you can see, boiler. I think if you haven't ever seen an instant electric hot water heater, then you'll be surprised when they turn up how small they are. This is unit 6. You can just see now how it's going to be with the wall that I was talking about. Now this just allows us to fit the 1600 shower tray and then have 1600 doors. So I think it's going to look quite nice. This one again, easy extract straight out. Not so easy extract for the kitchen because again we've got stills above the window and we've got still, yeah, so this one again, if the cooker was going to be there, then it would try to extract straight through a still, which is no good. So the guys are going to move it to there. I think that's what these new bits chopped in here are. The waste is in the wall, but it comes from the sort of bathroom area, so the guys are going to find it in the wall over here, so we can attach our sink. I think apart from that, I can't imagine there'd be anything different in here today. No. Now, I'm not saying that this is a mistake. I mean, it looks like one, but who knows? This is again just the same as next door. So you've got your shower. The wall's built out a bit more to take the 1600 shower tray, and we're going to have doors all the way across. Again with this one boiler. So and this will just be the same again. So this will be the same as unit 3 downstairs, through the wall, out there, and I'm guessing we will do the other one below for the cooker. So I'll just tell you about the internet. I don't think we considered the internet to be a utility as such, which, not saying it's going to bite us. We thought that we were going to do it one way, so we've run all cables which are in the wall. It doesn't look like we can do it that way, so we had some guys come and look at it yesterday. They're going to give us a quote and tell us how we need to do it, so I have to update you on that. But by the sounds of it, because of what we've got currently, once it goes dead, they won't let you sort of liven it back up, because I think we've only got copper. So we're going to have fibre put in. But yeah, like I say, the things that were well planned, I'm not saying they didn't need to be well planned, but they aren't holding us up, and the things that you didn't think you would need to put too much thought into are going to be the things that are going to be more difficult. But anyway, we are progressing. Last week, or the week before, last video should I say, things seem to have slowed down a bit. Again, all learning for next time. We need to get these transition periods so that we're ready to move each stage. I think because if we're not ready, obviously we need to align all the guys. We need to make sure that we've got things on site for them to do, otherwise they will be needed on other sites. So I think to have things running continuously, we just need to make sure that we've got all the materials the guys need and everything ordered in good time. But again, it is all just perfecting the process, I guess. We are actually physically sitting and writing down the process, how we're going to improve it. Maybe at some point I can share that with you guys in a separate video, if it would be of interest to anyone. But I think that's it for this week. Things are progressing again, and I believe next week the floor and underfloor heating is going in. So again, that'll be a big change. You know, seeing the bathrooms going in is again a big change. Kitchens are ordered, and when they go in, that'll be again a big part of it done. So let's see what happens next week.